Hello everybody, this is Firepuff. Welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, we're going to be drawing Mark, the tactician from Fire Emblem Blazing Blade. So this is going to be my first part in my first series, and it's just going to be me drawing all of the Fire Emblem characters from Fire Emblem the Blazing Blade. If you do not know what Fire Emblem is, it is a tactical JRPG, and the Fire Emblem series is my favorite, so I figured I would start with that, and I'm going to be drawing the female version of Mark. So this is my first attempt at Mark. I'm gonna be honest, I went through quite a few attempts until I got her the way that I wanted her to be. So this one, I used one of the references I put up on screen, and there's not really much to say about it. I don't have much to say, so I guess I'll just talk about Fire Emblem a little bit. So Mark the Tactician is meant to represent you as the player. You know, since it's a tactical role-playing game, you're the tactician of the game. So this is you. As you can see up on screen, it starts your name with Mark, but as you can see, you can change it, and this is what I had mine set to for my first playthrough. My first playthrough would have been when I was 15 years old. I have been playing for quite a few years, and I enjoy it very much and highly recommend. If you are into tactical turn-by-turn style games, it is a great pick and a great start. It is on the GBA. As you can see, we've already moved into my second attempt. I just wasn't feeling them. It's not that there was anything particularly wrong with the characters. They didn't feel right. They felt a little lifeless to me, so I kept going until I felt like it was something that I was happy with. I think because I was trying to draw a Fire Emblem style character, but my style doesn't really resemble Fire Emblem much, I just had a little trouble getting it to feel like Fire Emblem. I was really trying to get that style down, and I struggled a lot. Like I said in my last video, I typically don't do line art. I just kind of sketch and then block in color and clean up my sketch a little bit. But Fire Emblem does line art, so my stuff doesn't exactly match up. So I was trying to get that feel of Fire Emblem within my comfortability. So this one, I felt like I just really didn't like her. Honestly, I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it's the colors, maybe it's the sketch, just I was not feeling it, but this one ends up getting scrapped pretty quickly. This next one I actually really do like. I kept going and kept making more, and I found one that really felt right to me, and I ended up sticking with her. But I do really like this one, so I'm gonna show it anyway, even though it's not the one I end up going with. As you can see, the sketch was a little wonky at first, but I just kept pushing through. I think that I was just getting a little tired of trying to redraw this character, and just felt like I wasn't getting it quite how I wanted it. But I'm glad that I took a little break and came back to it, because I ended up really liking my final piece. But I do really like this one, and I think I'll try this pose on the one that I ended up sticking with. So I'm not sure what to say for this. I'm just going through the process of undoing and redrawing until it looks how I want it. So I guess I'll just talk a little bit about myself. I am 22 years old. I come from a family of 3 older brothers and 3 younger brothers and a little stepsister. I have two dogs. One is a pit bull and one is a chihuahua. My favorite game series is Fire Emblem. My favorite color is blue. I play on PS4 and Switch mostly. I enjoy walks. I have drawn my whole life basically. I love music and singing. I am a big gamer. I play a lot of games. If I'm not drawing, I'm typically gaming or at work. I have really wanted to get out of my comfort zone and just go for it with my art for a long time. My biggest inspirations for art and making a career out of it and really just trying my hardest comes from Love to Draw Manga and Jazza. I absolutely love their content and they made me want to become an artist. I have drawn my whole life, but I never really considered it as a career, and watching them really inspired me, and I appreciate their content very much. They are still some of my favorites, and I continue to try to learn from them and be inspired by them. If any artists out there have any tips for, just starting out on YouTube and creating content, the help would be greatly appreciated, and I would love to hear your ideas. I plan on maybe doing some TikTok challenges or seeing about getting some ideas and inspiration from Love to Draw Mangas and Jazza's videos. Now I promise, after this character, the next one is the one I actually do stick with, but like I said, I really love this one even though it's not the one I ended up sticking with. So I just wanted to share it anyway. I did draw both a little over half body and headshot for this one, but my other I did not. I just drew it last night and inspiration just struck and I loved it, and I've got to get my next video out tomorrow, so figured should probably just stick with it. So let's move on to my finished character. I really like the idea of her holding a little book open, since in the game she has a little tome that, she uses for her tactics. So I figured I should use a reference for a book, because just holding it that way and such wasn't something I really felt like I knew how to do perfectly. I went with a little bit different of a hairstyle and eye shape for this one, and I think that helped a lot with why I ended up choosing this one. And just after drawing her cloak over and over and over again, I think I really got down the way I liked it looking. I love the hair and eyes on this one, and I think the colors just really suit her, and I'm glad that I kept trying and that I didn't just stick with the one that I did before this one, because I ended up really loving this one. So her name's going to end up being Leia rather than Mark. I know I keep referring to her as Mark, but that's just the game's starting name for you. I did name her Leia. There's not much I have to say for this process. I start out with a simple sketch, and then I started blocking in my colors, and then I added a multiply layer over her for some shadows, and then a little bit of highlights around her hair and such. I ended up going over her with some line art to try and make it a little more Fire Emblem-esque, but as you can see, I ended up liking my sketchy look more. So this is the finished piece and the one I ended up going with. I hope you guys really like it, because I ended up loving it and enjoying working on it. This is going to be the end of my second video and the first part of drawing every Fire Emblem character in the Blazing Blade series. Well, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing and clicking the bell to see more. Leave a like and a comment to let me know that you enjoyed, and join my Patreon in the link in my bio if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.